Good morning. I realised I haven't done a video for a while. Time's just flying past. So I thought I'd give you an autumnal view of Gwyllt Hollow today because it's absolutely lovely morning. It's very autumnal. So you can see leaves are falling aplenty. But the garden's settling down for autumn and winter. This little pond has been fab. Lots of dragonflies and damselflies, and I've seen them laying. Had an emperor dragonfly laying in there. So my plan is to extend this pond out here somewhere, possibly in the next year, because the water runs off this field down the middle here and then pools just on that muddy patch. So I think it would be nice to extend the pond. Well, it would be a separate one, but make it a little bit bigger so I can attract some more life. Everything's looking good. Apple tree's lost all its leaves and its apples, but this bed I planted for pollinators has been brilliant. Still cosmos flowering halfway through October, and verbena, and quite a lot still flowering actually, so I'm going to leave that until it all dies down before I tidy it up for the winter. But that's been quite a success this year. The colours are starting to look lovely. It's just starting to change. So I'll give you a tour around the rest of the place. Okay, so we're out the front of the house. So that's my kitchen and office, and the rain garden, which I am going to extend at the bottom into a little pool. Coming down here, that's where the badger is fed there. But this is looking lovely. The sweet chestnuts are just dropping. It means there's lots of leaves and a few sweet chestnuts on the floor, but the squirrels have had all of those. But this little track in looks really pretty this time of year. So let's go up our path to the grow bank. No badger activity along the path today. Well, I haven't done much in here for the last month or so. Still a few beans left. The leeks are coming on well. A few potatoes still in the ground, but I'll let all this die down a bit over the next few weeks, and then get some manure in, cover it over, and let it settle for the winter, ready for next year. Hasn't been overly successful this year, but I've learnt quite a lot. So next year hopefully will be better. But let's go on up here, because this bit's looking really pretty now, especially with a little bit of autumn sunshine. Horse chestnuts turning. No conkers this year. I think we had bad weather when it was flowering, so none of the flowers set. But it's looking pretty now as it changes into autumn. And then this was this lovely meadow in the spring. Now I managed to cut a lot of this back, so I want it to be just as lovely next spring. So I've cut a lot of it back. Still need to cut some of that away down there, but it's not too bad. And it is looking beautiful this morning. This little oak is just starting to turn. Look at the colours on that. Isn't that beautiful? Lovely. Right, let's go down the little path. Wren knows the way. So I've just been mowing and cutting back these paths. I might cut the bramble back a bit over winter, but generally I'm letting it do its own thing. There's lots of berries in here for birds. There's rose hips, quite a few blackberries still actually. Rose hips, all of these are essential forage for birds over winter. A few hawthorn berries. The birds have taken many of those already. There's quite a few there. So this is like a little winter feast for the birds, so I'm trying to leave as much as possible. And then down my little wooded path into the quarry. So this is the area that I'm going to be doing lots of work on over winter and into the spring, because I really haven't touched it this year. I've sort of, in my first year here, I wanted to see what it did down here, and I've rather concentrated on the rest of the land. But now I know how this evolves. There's something just crying out to be done, and that is to create or recreate, because I think there was a pool down here, recreate a pool down here. So that's going to be my autumn winter project, hopefully, so it's ready for the spring. And actually I don't think it will take too much. So already done a little bit of clearing just so I can see the space, but you can see it's already effectively a pond down here. Very, very squelchy, but you can see that there already is a shape, rough shape of what I think was a pool down here anyway. And it tends to pool in this bit where Wren's sitting and standing as well. So I'm in talks with somebody who can come out with a digger and basically just scrape this area out a bit to clear it, so that I'll have a seasonal pond here. So it won't be during the summer, it doesn't always lie here the water, but in the autumn and winter it does. And seasonal ponds are a really good habitat. And if there are some bits I can make a little bit deeper, they might hold water for a little bit longer. And I think this would add massively to this area, because it's such a lovely section. This is within the quarry section. It's nice and open above. And I think with a little bit of careful management and habitat creation, we could get something really special here. I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. Carry on down into the quarry. You can see how much water lies here. So it would be really nice to have a proper pool and then a path a little bit higher up that I can walk round. I love this area. And the birds are starting to come a bit more down here now, because there's the camera, and that big camera will be able to monitor the pond as well. And at the moment, it's monitoring the feeding station. This is a pretty special space. Keen to make it even more special over the next year. Hopefully I'll record this time next year and there'll be a thriving little seasonal pool here, which would be really cool. Okay, so now we're walking up the edge of the quarry. So there's a sort of coppiced hazel woodland round here with a path all the way up. Mighty pretty. Things just starting to turn. It's quite late actually, but it's been pretty mild. Ren knows the way. Keep going, Rindle. Good girl. And I rather like this path. I walk it nearly every day. Just walk round, see what's coming up. Looking out for fungi at the moment. A few bits. And then up here, I've got the little solar trail camera. Yeah. See it there. Over here, two big badger latrines, and the badger seems to be coming down the lane, coming up here, doing its business. In fact, there's another one over here, dug, and then basically wandering off and round my site. So I'll check that later. Look at the light here. So that's looking back down into the quarry. Carry on round up, because this then leads up to my meadow. I'm in the process of building another tawny box, and that's going to go up in this tree facing out over the quarry. If I can create a clear fly through, that's what I'm thinking is going to be the next box that needs to go up. That's looking back down into the quarry. It's quite a drop. Through the gate, the sunshine. Mighty pretty this morning. Okay. So into the meadow. And as you can see, after much work, it's all cut now. Ready to spend the winter, and hopefully next year it will really take hold. I'm going to do some more seeding, get some yellow rattle in to help keep the grass down. And then here's the lodge. Really pleased with this. I just need to finish the dead hedging. And then we'll balance across here. The lodge isn't quite finished yet, but enjoying it. Enjoying it a lot. So I'm down at the lower part here, so you can see there's the lodge. Now the top bit looks really nice. The bottom bit doesn't look quite so nice. So this is the last bit for me to sort. So this is basically all the wood and bits and bobs from up there, from when I made that. But there's fabulous wood down here. Need to sort it all. So over winter, I will move all of that lot up there. And then I'm going to build some horizontal shelving so that I can stack all the wood in sort of shelves and I can see what I've got, because there's lots of project wood in here. And I'm going to need that over the next few years to make all my other boxes and do all my projects. But the lodge at the top is working brilliantly, and I've slept up there a few times and it's really lovely. Very peaceful. So that will be done this time next year. That will all be done hopefully over the winter. Yep, never ending jobs, but I love it.